with Donkey Kong Bananza coming out, I thought it'd be fun to just talk about King K Rool, because there is a chance that he's in there. I thought it'd be kind of fun to just do the King K Rool battle and just talk about it. I will say, I usually have a tradition. Well, I don't always do it, but I normally like to finish the fight with Diddy Kong, but I'll make an exception. Play as Donkey Kong for Donkey Kong Bananza. And I just wanted to talk about the fact that even if King K Rool is not in Bananza, I am still very excited for Donkey Kong Bananza. If he's in there, though, it's gonna be crazy, because we haven't had King K Rool as like a main... See, it's weird, because he was one of the bosses in one of the Donkey Kong Climber games. I didn't play too much of those. I think one of them you could get on the Wii U. Maybe you could get both of them, I don't know. But I vaguely remember playing one of them on the Wii U. And I believe he's a boss in one of them. And then, you know, he made an appearance in Mario Super Sluggers, however you say it. Which was cool. That game's cool. I feel like I started saying it as if it was bad. The game's cool. It was cool that he was there. It was interesting, like, how different he looked there. But I feel like K Rool didn't have his, like, true return until Smash Ultimate. I feel like Smash Ultimate was his true return. And I feel like as fans, it was so exciting. It's still crazy that he's in there. But I feel like that was, like, the first time K Rool really made his comeback. Like it just felt like an actual return. But there's just that little caveat that's just this little piece. It's like the entire puzzle was made except one piece is missing. And it's that he needs to make, or I hope he makes, a true return to a mainline Donkey Kong game. Because, you know, he may have been in one of the Climber games, which is cool, but, you know, this feels weird to say, because, you know, I'm sure there's fans of those games, but I feel like those games weren't like the big title releases, like what Donkey Kong Country was, and like just the main series titles. So with Bananza, I'm hoping, you know what? Why don't we also just do the second fight? Why not? I feel like Bananza could be an opportunity for him to make a true return, because, like I said, the mainline titles, that's where we want to see him back. And, you know, we got Donkey Kong Country Returns, and he wasn't there, and it was like, well, you know, they're doing something a little different, like, that's fine. I still think it's weird because the game was literally called Returns, and one of the main villains does not return. Actually, no villain, no enemy returns. Anyway, still a good game, but just, I don't know, just odd choice to me that it was called Returns. Then we got Tropical Freeze, still no trace. But I have this feeling that when they put K Rool in Smash, I still think that Smash in general is what kind of brought K Rool back because of us fans. I think with Smash having the Smash ballot, I genuinely think that if it's not the whole thing, it has to play a part in it for them to be like, whoa. Like I think it got them to realize, like, we want K Rool back. Like, we love K Rool. So I think that at the very least was a part of it, if not like one of the main reasons that he came back. So they bring him back in Ultimate, and it was amazing. But I feel like when they did that, they had to have known that they were going to kind of open up this can of worms where it's like, well, he's here. Is he going to be anywhere else? Now, there is a chance that it was just, you know, fan service, and it was like, well, I know a lot of people want him in this game. We'll put him in this game, and that's it. But I would like to think that it means more. I would like to think that it was the start of King K Rool making a return. And with the way Bananza looks right now, just because I could understand it feeling like tinfoil hat, like if it was like, oh well, this eyeball in this one frame looks like a little bit bigger, so like maybe that's K Rool. But it's like there are multiple things in that trailer where it genuinely feels like there's a chance that he could be there. Like it doesn't feel like sure, there are still like, I'm sure you could find some nitpicky like things that could possibly, like people could be thinking like, ooh, maybe it means K Rool. But I feel like there are some pretty like big things with that trailer where it's like, I don't know, this doesn't really feel tinfoily. Like there really could be a chance. Now, just to be clear, I'm not sitting here expecting him to be there. There's just a piece of me that thinks that he could be. And if he's not, I'm still gonna love the game. This might not be good. I'm still gonna love the game. Uh-oh. But I really hope that he's in there. I do. Like I said, if he's not, it genuinely is fine. Like I said it as if it almost wasn't fine. Like it really is. It's fine. If he's not there, it's fine. But my fear is that I think if he's not in Bananza, then his last hope, in my opinion, is if they make another 2D Donkey Kong game, which I think there is a chance of that. I don't necessarily feel like this is it when it comes to K Rool. I don't feel that just because we're getting Bananza that that's it for the 2D games. Like I think there's still a shot that we'll get more 2D games. Or maybe they do some sort of like Mario 3D World type of thing. But I don't think it's only going to be 3D games. And I think that if they do one more 2D one after Bananza and K Rool's not there, that's when I think it's pretty much done. I think if he's not in Bananza and he's not in the... I was going to say the follow-up Donkey Kong, but I still think we'd have to go by if it's like 2D or like just more of a mainline Donkey Kong, 3D or 2D. If he's not in that one, I think it might be donezo for K Rool, and then maybe it really was just that Smash Ultimate was just K Rool's like last hurrah of like, here you fans go. But I would like to think that Donkey Kong is in fact in Bananza. I would like to think that King K Rool is in Bananza, and we won't know until we get the game. I'm hoping that they may allude to it in like whatever next trailer we get. It'd be super cool if we had some sort of, because I feel like if K Rool's in there, I don't think they'll keep it a secret the whole time. That is one thing. I do not think they'll keep it a secret the entire time. I think that if he's in there, they will showcase it in a trailer before the game comes out. So I'm hoping he's there, but like I said, if he's not, I'm still going to really enjoy Bananza, I think. Well, like, K Rool there or not won't affect how I enjoy Bananza. Because, I don't know, I could get Bananza and maybe I just don't like the game. But I do doubt that. I think I'm going to love it. But K Rool's absence or what have you, it won't affect it. Because I'm at a point now where it's been so long that, yes, I would like K Rool to return. But I'm just really happy to get a new Donkey Kong game. The last one we got, I believe, was 2014. And then it got ported to the Switch, which was Tropical Freeze. So all we can do is hope. But you know, maybe let me see if I can get to the bonus K Rool fight. I'll do that as a final thing. But yeah, I just find it weird that K Rool has went through the things that he has, though, because I used to think that it had to do with the copyright and stuff like that, and I still do personally think that not necessarily, like, at this point, I don't think it's the copyright. From what I've learned, I was incorrect about the copyright stuff, like, from what people have told me. So let's just say that it has nothing to do with copyright. I still think that it didn't help in the sense that I think when Rare got bought out, I feel like Nintendo, maybe even on just a human level, they didn't really want to use stuff that was made by people that don't work there anymore. So if that's the case, because like they changed Donkey Kong's design, and I can't help but feel like they did that to kind of make Donkey Kong their own again. Because the Donkey Kong design that we knew of was pretty much rare. So, if it has to do with the fact that it's a character that they didn't make, I can understand to some extent. But at the same time, he's just so freaking popular, and he was in so many of the mainline Donkey Kong games that I just feel like it would make sense for him to return. Because plus, I mean, I feel like they kind of need Donkey Kong to have a solidified villain. So I'm hoping that... Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I'll be blabbing a little more because I'm not ending on that note. So yeah, I know at this point I've been repeating myself. But it's just I find it strange that because so the thing that I was talking about with the on a human level, I can understand it, that like they didn't want to use like a character that they kind of had nothing to do with. It still doesn't add up though, because then they would put him in like the Mario baseball game. And it's like, why? That one I think baffles me the most. They genuinely just didn't have to do that. Maybe they couldn't fill out the spots, but I feel like they could have figured something out. Because actually, come to think of it, have they ever reused any of the characters from Donkey Konga? Like any of those bosses? Because that's kind of interesting. Because realistically, they could have done that. I just find it strange that K Rool made a random appearance in a Mario baseball game. I still just think that's very strange. So they weren't shy. They didn't shy away from using him either, which is what makes the whole thing even more strange. Because I just thought of they did Barrel Blast, and he was in that too. And actually, they had the rare Kongs in there, because I believe Lanky's in there too. So, well, and other Kongs too. I mean, I believe Candy Kong. I don't think you can play as her, but I think she's like there. Like I think she like talks in the game, like does I don't know, something with like the menus or something. So I just find the whole thing strange that they've been so spotty on using K Rool, and then it's like then they must have got this huge influx from people saying like we want him back when the whole Smash ballot thing happened. So if they're not shying away from using him in general, except for the mainline Donkey Kong games, which I don't know what they were trying to do with that, with Returns and Tropical Freeze. Were they trying to... Because I was just about to say, like, were they trying to cement their own new villain? But not really, because Tropical Freeze and Returns have two totally different villains. And then Tropical Freeze made no sense, because Tropical Freeze, it felt like Lord Frederick was like a knockoff King K Rool. Like, some of the moves he does, it feels reminiscent to K Rool. So it's like, well, why not just have K Rool then? So I would love to have been a fly on the wall in some of those meetings on what the decision was, on how they made the decision, and like why they made the decision on not having K Rool and not having some of the older enemies, because it feels like they still never really solidified an identity for the Donkey Kong universe after Rare. Because Returns and Tropical Freeze feel so different. And then even when you think about the theme park, there's like nothing there that's really like there's no enemies or main villain or anything, as far as I know. So it's just strange. Like, you would think that they would want to try to solidify that. So maybe that's where Bananza will do that. And if there is a new main villain, hopefully I'm a fan of whatever that villain is. But King K Rool will always have a place in my heart. And I think he'll have a place in a lot of people's hearts. I'm just at a point now where I will enjoy Bananza regardless. But if he shows up, I will definitely freak out to the point where it'll probably make me feel like a kid again. Where Mario Odyssey was one of the first new games where I played it and it made me feel that feeling I had when I was a kid. I think specifically the new Donk City, one of the things in New Donk City, like really, it was just like, this is incredible. And I really think that, or at least I hope that if I'm saying all this weird, If K Rool is there, I think it'll make me feel like when I was a kid again. I genuinely do. Or if not, okay, maybe not as a kid again. Maybe it'd be different. I think it would depend on what's happening in the game, maybe. But the amount of excitement that I would have if K Rool shows up, it would. I don't know if it could be matched. I would definitely freak out if he's really there. And it'd be one of those things too where I wish I could experience it playing it for the first time, but I have a feeling that they will show him in a trailer first. But I have a feeling that if I see him in a trailer first, I'm going to freak out. And then I'm going to want to talk about it for days. And then I feel like it won't even affect my first time playing the game, seeing him. I think it'll be as if I didn't even know. So I'm still excited for Bananza. I just wanted to talk about K Rool. Let me know in the comments on how you feel about K Rool, like if he's in Bananza, or let me know if he is not in Bananza, if that will affect how you see Bananza. Like, do you think it'll make it to where you aren't as into the game or anything? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah.